All right, so what I had to do, I just turn off the Cinema 4D and turn it back on, and it updated all the materials. Sometimes it happens that they are not updated, but it's fine. So now we can go back here, and then I will just put in the material, and then we have all the robots here. What I would do, I would probably do like maybe at least one more color variation. So especially um, for the one SG, which we're just using right now. So this one is blue. So we can just create something which is gonna be slightly different color. So just bring the color correct node. We can just bring it here, and then I will just change the different color input. Then I can just do some small shift, and then let's say I want this middle one. I just click on the, I don't know if you saw it, like under the window, I click on the middle guy, and I'll just put the new updated material. So I'll bring it on this one. We're actually updating two of them because one of them is instance, so I might change it later on as well. And now you can just here change the hue shift. We again going to our color combination here, so I'll just keep it maybe this way. Which here I might use actually the hands and legs might be hard to see because there's gonna be all this bright bricks. So it's also we need to think about color contrast over there. This color correct node I want to certainly use also for the legs. So let me just select if I can. Okay, so that's the 7G. So we have blue, we have pink. Then this one also the 7. I'll just make the copy of it. And then I will just bring the node here from over here. Control C, Control V, and let's just bring it into input and right here. So by doing so, we should be able to have the pink boots as well. It's maybe nicer this way. Okay, I'm just experimenting here. Then the question is what to do with the hands and stuff like that, which are and the legs. So there's a 7G, or is it? And the upper hands are 2G, so or 2SG. So let me just try. If I go over here again, let's bring the color correct node. Let's plug it here. Diffuse color. Just see if I will make it like way darker. But of course now it's against the dark, so it's gonna be not so prominent, but we might need to like adjust this when we see it rendered. So it might not be the bad things to do the render now. And actually I don't want both of them pink. So on the other one, we'll cancel the instance and over here where we get this pink, the 1G pink, so I'll just do blue. Okay, so you have two blue ones, one pink one, and then have few robots which have different colors. Maybe the one of those sliding there could be also different. Let's maybe this one in the back, it make blue. So, but again, we are using the instances here, so I don't know if I want to change that. Yeah, let's maybe keep the robots as they are now for a moment. Well, if this is it, then we should be able to render the animation or the preview of the animation and see how we are doing. I think we might have some small tweaks on the light, on the boat, on this air balloon. And one more thing I would probably do here, when we start shooting, we just close this. So when I come over here, we start shooting, or let me just pause this and let me just have the layers there. Maybe even with balloon. Like, we will wait for a little bit. So we will get to the frame 115 and then I will have a look also on the light. And I don't know, I find something cute way in this. Like it's like, you know, when you have a steam machine and they go up. So this is kind of that kind of effect. For me, it's kind of keeping the momentum. I don't know. I find something relaxing on it. Okay, so here we have our gum. Oh, there's one part actually missing textures totally. Just before I forget, let me just bring the metal in this area. Oh, what is this? There's some piece which is not looking. It's textured. So let me just hit UL, select it, and bring the metal to, and then maybe switch to cubic because it looks like it has some wrong mapping. Okay, can't say it really helped. So let me try metal 3. What is that? Okay, here's some really weird scaling happening on this particular piece. Wonder. We'll just go with cubic, but we have to go some really small numbers. Okay, like this. Oh, I don't know why is that. Or actually, I know when someone was preparing the UVs for this object, which I was not doing, then it can create those kind of things. And also this disk here could be also a different color, but I think it's gonna be, yeah, it's possible. Just change the disk. Maybe put silver one. We'll see. So what I want to do now, start spinning. There should be some light, and now we have the laser scene. So there's a few things we are lacking right now. Because as you can see, the inside part of the ship, they are all white. And these laser ones, they were used just for like showing you how it actually works. I was not really intending to render them, but I could maybe try to render some really highly emissive material, but I was more planning to do the to do the laser section in After Effects. So let's have a look on the ship Voronoi first. So let's go to, maybe you can turn on the cloth. So let me go to Voronoi, selections, and then we will hit the inside faces. And then on inside faces, I can bring this wood material and I can just say inside faces. So that should solve it. Or maybe I need to bring it underneath. No. Hmm. Okay, we'll see if this works. And then the next thing what we need to do, we want to create those lasers coming in. So let me just create a few things here. I'll just go to Redshift material and create some laser shining material. Just go to overall, really strong emissive color. I'll make it red. And this color can be on both laser beams. And mainly also when the laser shoot, what I want to see in our cannon. So I'll just come here, ship, gun. Oh my goodness, where is my gun? You remember when I told you the trick? So the trick doesn't work right now because I'm in the wrong mode. I'm going to be in the object mode, S button. Now we have our lasers here. And then over here, I will just go to Redshift, light, and I will create the area light with alt click. And then this light. Okay, so here, and then with alt click, I'll create area light. And then this light will move forward here, scale it down. In this case, I have a really small scale, but okay. And when the laser shoots, what we want to have also really emphasized the red laser color. So this is gonna be quite strong. Let's see if we can go really on top crazy. Let's go really crazy. And then maybe so crazy that we can even turn off the dome light for a moment. Because I'm thinking I saw some like effect actually in Star Wars movies, and then when this is like gonna be super overexposed, then the other object would actually go dark. So we can work those lights and move them contrary. Right now also there is a big light reflection on the radar, but not really on the light. So I might need to change that. It looks slightly weird, but I kind of like the strength of intensity getting here. Okay, it's maybe too much. Let's just go 3000. Let's keep the light on. And also, I'm not sure about this thing. It's antenna. Okay, maybe it looks slightly better. And yeah, the eye actually is not really, I don't see the light there at all. So, oh, because there is no light. Okay, now we turn it on. I mean, with all this light, it's actually kind of hard to see it anyway. Um, so we're gonna turn back on our, we're gonna just turn on back our gradient or HDR, and all the lights kind of like multiplying together. We can just animate this light on. Just go a few frames ahead. We'll turn this light off. Then after it cuts somewhere in the top, we might eventually like turn it off. So we will like, I mean, now it's not even in the scene anymore, so we don't really care. And then those things we are using for, what's happening here? Okay. So those things we are using as a lasers. I mean, they are good, but are too thick, which is good for like destroying our balloon, but and we can even like make them like bigger bounce so when they hit things they are strong. Um, which made me think for a moment, what if I'm gonna use them as a decollider for the ship as well? I think that could work. But definitely what we're gonna do with them, we will give them like inner childs, and the inner childs gonna be like low radius, and the parent will be invisible, and they will be visible. So I'll do the same one for this one. Or I'll just 0, 15. So that will just make the parent 0, 15, and the parent is going to be visible. The parent is going to be invisible, and child will be visible. And the child doesn't need to do anything. It's just small, tiny child, and it will be just creating this laser effect. And for a second, I will just try to use it also as a demolition. So I will go to ship, and at the moment we are destroying the ship with this, no, with the destructor. Yeah, with those two destructors. So let me just turn them off or disable them. And we will do opposite. We will actually take on our lasers here. And those are gonna be our destructors. So let's just test it out one more time. And also this balloon, which we have, is it this one? Yes. We want to build with translucence. So what we can do, we can take the color, we can even bring the color correct node, bring it over here, make it slightly bit brighter, and go to translucence color. What this is doing, it's basically creating the transparency and kind of like fake SSD. So it will be trying to let uh, light shine through, and this texture will be basically, or the texture we're bringing in, gonna be the light layer there. So let me just play it. Maybe you don't need so many frames ahead. Let's just look how looks the balloon. So as you can see, like right now, we barely see it. And that's because the light is actually not so strong. We still see if we put a high number, it's kind of all brighter. If I put the 0 here, you can see it's like really dark in those spots. So it does the difference, and especially when the close ground is falling down, I think we will see the main benefits of it. Also, those door we imported, I was just keeping really simple materials. But there are reflectance on them. We don't want that because they're going to be way brighter than they are supposed to. We want to keep the original color. So it goes for both doors, for this one as well. We don't want any reflectance on them because they already have it baked in. Okay, so now we have this robot coming in. Let's see how it looks the eye. It's not too shiny. No, I don't think it's too shiny. I think just this thing looks a little bit funny in his drawings. So sorry, we're putting you back where we were like a while ago. And the color is maybe too shiny. So okay. And also I have those small, what are those? I think I left some small parts of the cylinders. Oh, they are actually those cylinders. It's just because they are, when they are starting from the frame 0, they are still visible. So I'll just make the simple thing, and that's just, we're gonna disable them. Okay. And now let's have a look. Now we have the lasers. As the lasers start shooting, all the scenes start going red, maybe too red. And also, I'm thinking if you should make it visible, like we could probably even come here, bring, let's bring the environment, and those ones, they probably can be, okay, it's like way too strong. So dome light, we don't want dome light to affect volume at all. And this red light, okay, yes, you can, but really lightly. This is start looking interesting. Okay, definitely heading somewhere. What was the problem is that it's just one of them. So I will go here, I will change the shape to disk. I'll make it smaller. And I will just move it in the laser. And then I will move it a little bit back, where actually the gun's starting. Then I will make the copy, which will do the same on the other side. And those lasers, I mean, it's laser. Laser is pretty precise, so I probably wouldn't say it's too spread. But it's supposed to be light from the laser. So there's a few different directions how we can approach this. I mean, you can really make the light laser beam, which is actually really going light laser beam. Or we can just keep it open and just having this is like a light from the lasers, which is probably fine as well. I think it's quite dramatic. But the laser inside would be like it would have to be really red or white. Let's have a look. Maybe create a white one. Yeah, it started looking immediately better. Or maybe just like tiny pinkish. Maybe we might add the glow on top of this laser as well. We might render the beam. And there is the reason why I actually think we can go even lower with the size. Maybe this is too low. Maybe just 001. Okay, I think this is okay. With more effects. I wouldn't mind to have even like visible the light coming all the way to the gun. How it looks here. Like we have those loops here, right? This is like needle picking, it's just adding the details, but again, I just use the shortcut UL. And then we can either try to put the glass on this. And then we might see some laser beam inside. Of course, I need to go back to main camera. Not really. Or we can delete them. Ooh, it's kind of interesting. Just see the light coming through this. That's quite cool. But I'll just keep it this way. All right. Even though it's kind of like overtaken, like we don't see nothing from the actual device. So what we could do, we could actually have some light next to the device, which is gonna be there, or we can see if we would turn one of those lights back, or maybe one of them will move up. Just turn it back. Maybe this light doesn't need any volume. And it might be like way weaker. Okay, just to give us the hint of the device and the power of this laser. I think that's fine. We might move it away from the main turret. I know it doesn't make sense. It should be going directly from the light source, but I'm just trying to make somewhat more interesting shadows there. Maybe you don't want to have it too much on the back wall, so I'll just move it or this direction. Okay, just to see the laser device there. So this is the beginning. Let's just go forward. Now we are getting into nitty-gritty. We definitely need to get rid of a few things. Like the one of them, we don't have the inside color right. So let me just come over here and then we have set up the inside faces. inside faces. And with the same thing what we had before, that we need to actually restart it to be able to see it. Or let me have a look if there is some other selections. I mean, if you will have those textures deleted, okay, okay, this works. So the problem is with one of those textures, so I'll maybe just delete those ones. Okay, so now we have the laser which is like cutting through the shape, and what we need to do with our shape, let's find the Voronoi object. We need to create the inside faces, but the texture actually has to be put lower on the actual object. And then it should be okay. And then here, we need to just write inside faces. So let's put it there. And also for the wood planks, I mean, the wood planks is nice, but it's a little bit simple. I mean, it's not tragic, but I think special. So we can do it actually more into detail. So let's first cut this, and then we will deal with it. So we have the lasers coming through. They're really sharp. I mean, before I like the exploding maybe better, before we did all the changes to the balloon. Now it's kind of like separated thing. So I don't know if I will not bring it back, but let's just see how it looks. It's almost when it's like get hit, I would almost like explode it with the extractor, because now it's kind of like two separated things. You can see there's a lot of debris and small parts falling down. This balloon is like there's nothing between them. It's kind of weird, the separation and still holding the shape. So just keep going up. Now it's gonna be our hero falling through. So in this moment, we have like a lot of kind of like too orangish color. Maybe we just need to play with this color, and maybe because it's kind of like all yellow wall and yellowish brown, like um, wood on the floor, would maybe change the color of the robots to something like different, maybe even red or blue. But just see how it looks. All this coming together. Okay, so now we get like those small visitors going against our main hero. So yeah, I think the cyan and pink there will be popping up, especially because also the robots are bigger. But those smaller robots, they might be kind of hard to be visible. So let me just for a second try to change the color of this robot. So I'll just change the diffuse channel and let's have a look. The purple ones are quite visible and they would go with our colors. Okay, the cyan are also good. The cyan, sorry, magenta. Green, not bad. We already have some blue. I think, yeah, we got our winner. Might push them to this direction again, maybe just desaturate them a little bit. You know, this color doesn't really look evil. That's the only problem what I get with this color. Okay, red is so-so. Okay, let's just try with this. And then, as I said in the beginning, let's go to first frame. And let's just go to have a look on our shape. The wood is kind of like too shiny, missing something. So I'll just make render only, set it with shift, only our shape. It's actually really low resolution apparently, which is gonna be hard to see anything. So let me just go further before the hit, then re-render it. And also increase the high resolution, but let's just, I mean, you can see it even now. So I'll go here and then I'm gonna create noise map. So we can use maybe turbulence noise. I'll bring that one. We'll bring it over here. Maybe we can create more contrast. Yeah, and this like can be like a real simple way how to just get a little bit more detail to our shape. Or not detail or variation on the texture. Just come here and then bring it to diffuse color. So now we get this like this way dirtier shape. We can adjust even the texture, make it a little bit smaller maybe. Maybe it's like two big streaks. Maybe we don't make it so contrast, but just make it brighter. So just some variation. Now we're just gonna test it out how it works on the movement. The last thing I noticed, it doesn't really work. We don't see our we don't see our wheel here. So I'll just come over here. What's going on? Yeah, so those wheels, they don't work at all. Hmm. Oh, because there's an alpha channel actually on those stuff. I wonder how many stuff we don't see because of this texture. Maybe the stuff layer is wrong. Let me just check how it's built. The alpha channel map. Oh, because alpha channel is absolutely black, so no wonder we don't see nothing. So I'll just kill the one which goes to opacity. Now we see our wheel back. But we can even change that because maybe we don't even want this kind of wheel. So let me just see it from distance. Because now when we have so many new layers for the metal, I will probably use one of those. So let me just replace it here with the metal 2. Or perhaps 3. Okay. And then on the main ship, we have also this rim, which I might select here. Let me just turn off this for a second. Let's come here. Go around the ship. And I know there's some texture on it, but it's also really bright and I'm not super into it. So let me just bring this metal to it as well. And can probably do it this way. I will just turn off the Voronoi and then I will just bring it there. Okay. Now let's bring everything back on. And we can choose what we're gonna do with the ship now. We're gonna keep it this metal, maybe bring some of the brighter ones. Or we can even just use wooden planks as well. Okay, then we have some pillar here or cylinder. This is our main spinning wheel. And let's go to frame 0 and just adjust this wheel a little bit. I think it needs like a tiny bit more love. Just adjusting those wheels, I felt it was a little bit. This one actually would be nice if we matching with the number of the elements. Is 12 and 12, which actually does match. So maybe I can just rotate it a little bit. So they are kind of overlapping, and it adds some nice details there. And maybe we don't have to make them so long, maybe just a tiny bit. Okay, I think we are ready for our test render to see if everything's okay. I do feel they are still a bit dark over there. I know we were using this bronze, which was in some ways was better, but like I can just quickly play with some other materials. So the shiny one. Yeah, the shiny one is actually quite good. Keep it. Okay, this one is good. This one is bright. It's just those are too strong. So those one I can keep darker and maybe a little bit smaller. And we can keep rest of the shape. And then we can still adjust the color of our hero balloon. So let me just bring it over here and see if we can like find something like slightly more fun. But already it's kind of classic. But in this street, I think we can bring more life with some another color. This is not bad, kind of like this one. Also the laser is red, so this can be just like some nice different color. Yeah, I mean, the diffuse is not bad. I kind of like it, but I would probably go with the blue. This looks kind of more interesting to me. I could make it maybe not so bright. Right. Okay, I think it's quite fun. The last thing, I don't like this rim. So let me just go here one more time and see what color we could use. Let me bring this one. I don't even know if it's updating. It doesn't look like it updates. Let me bring red one to try it out. Yeah, it doesn't update. Okay. It's probably broken. God damn it. So we just need to use polygon selection. Oh, now it works. Okay. So let's try a few different options. I think the metal one is the, yeah, I guess at the end is the best. Can maybe just try to stretch it. Okay. And okay, when we are already doing this, the absolute last thing, we need some variation on our balloon. So all good noise. and find some interesting ones. Bigger scale. So big. This is quite good. And then this one we will bring to our diffuse color. So what we have to do, we need to create just another color layer. Just bring it here. Base layer, and this will be like we will be multiplying on top of that. So let me just bring it over here. Up, 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 up. Yes. And let's just check how it looks. Okay. Maybe we can go something not so dark. I mean, it's still dark, but not so black. It's almost black. And this will go to diffuse color. Yep. Okay, I think when I see this, doesn't work so well. What the problem is here is a too high contrast. So I'll just lower the contrast. But if I lower the contrast, I might start getting fade colors. So it actually might be better to use different noise, something less aggressive. I think the turbulence noise is overall one of the best noises here, but we have the opposite problem. It's not contrast enough. So we can just make it a little more contrasty. We can do some offset here. It's actually way less contrasty. It just like look like a really dirty balloon. Um, it's interesting. Voxel peso. Ooh. What noise I had there in the beginning? I can't find it. It's peso. I don't know what noise was there. So let me just bring any. Let me just go through noises here in the preview. Disperse Voronoi looks good. Nutos. Okay. With Luca. Okay, I'll do Disperse Voronoi. Yeah, I like it. Just too strong. Okay, we will be multiplying it there, and the maximum noise is like this. So we need to make it less prominent, and then this one darker. Okay. So let's test it out. Let's see how it renders.